Second Nature for Children is in the house. Coach, how you doing?
Great, man. As always, I'm great. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing absolutely great, man. So I just want to, as the family coming in, make sure you share, subscribe, hit the thumbs up. Let's work on moving this information through YouTube because we got to understand YouTube is not going to move it. So we as a people, we have to move this information because we know that our people need information for encouraging and learning and to just move forward, man. And it's so disappointing sometimes to see that we're not working ourselves to move this information or to pass this information on. And like I say, everybody know we come on every Sunday night and I record it and put it up at about 9 o'clock. So we're gonna have to move it because YouTube is not gonna move it once again. YouTube is not gonna move it. So if we don't move it, it won't get moved. But I'm just hoping, and I want to use the word hope that one day our children are able to get this information and use this information because a lot of us that has gotten to a certain age, and I know it's sad to say, but it's just a wrap for a lot of us to make that change. And so our information is truly for people who want to take their lives to another level and who's willing to put the work in. So, Coach, this the first full week of this month. So it's a challenge week. So I hope everyone takes some type of challenge. And that's one thing we have stopped doing as a people and as individuals. Sometimes our lives get so stagnant and we just do the same thing every day in and day out. And we need to take some type of challenge to build some new brain cells and work on our discipline and consistency and things like that. So take some type of challenge. You know what you need to be doing, you know what you're struggling with, what you're dealing with, what you're procrastinating about. So just jump on it and work on bettering yourself. But let's get right to it, Coach. I want to talk about the state that we're in today as a people. What happened? What? Yeah, it's and it's so much.
I about to say a plethora of things you come up with, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we won't definitely won't be able to get it all in. So that's why I would like for everyone who tune in to share your perspective on what happened to blacks that put us in this position today. That's why hit the comment section and just give me your perspective and then give me your prospective, letting me know that what we need to do to move forward in the future for things to get better. So that's what I like to hear from the family. I like to hear your perspective, your opinion of what happened, and then your perspective on what you think we need to do to move forward. You got anything you want to say, Coach, before I get started?
I got to say, for those who are offended, he meant black people.
Ain't that son? Ain't that son? Ain't that son? Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right. So hey, I hope everyone is clear on that. I hope everyone is clear on that. We're definitely talking
Uh,
about what happened to Black people. Absolutely. So let's make sure we define when we do happen to take place, to occur, to come about. How did we get in this condition that we are in today as an individual and as a people? It's something to think about. What do you think affected our mindset that's causing a lot of the behavior that you see from us as a people on display today? Does it go back to Mansa Musa? I don't know. We go back to the 1300s. Does it go back to Mansa Musa when blacks enslaved blacks? Or do we go back even further to the Mesopotamian and the Sumerian civilization between 6,000 and 2000 BCE? It go way back. A time when blacks didn't treat blacks well. I see that a lot today, how we treat each other. We don't even treat each other well. And I'm just wondering, did it come from history? And it just come down the line of us not treating each other well? And this is history that you can go back and look at. Was it a time when blacks were brought from one place to another place. And they talk about the Atlantic slave trade, where we were brought from one place to another place and we lost our identity as a people. Did it start at that point where we were made to feel inferior, to be placed in certain positions in life, to just make you feel less than a human being? Is that the part of his story, not just history, but is that a part of his story that did the most damage to us as a people mentally? That 300 to 400 years of that slavery that a lot of us remember. Can we think about what we're going through today? Does that play a big part in what we're going through today, that time of slavery and that mindset that was put into us at that time? And is that why religion is so important? Because we are trying to find ourselves and to just be a part of something, because we are a lost people. We were brought from a native land, they say, and brought into a new place where once again we lost our identity. And is that why you think religion is so important? Because we are trying to find ourselves, and we are a lost people. So we are trying not to feel so lost, but we've been programmed into a slavery mentality. And we got to be careful with that right there. It keeps us mentally controlled and it takes our ability away from thinking freely, trying to grab a hope to something that you're not sure about, and trying to grab a hope to a belief and then following the belief that control you mentally. Now when someone speak against that belief or have a different belief, it really throws you into a tantrum, and you're really fighting for a belief that you really don't know if it's true or not. And now it has you in a box where you can't even think freely. Is that what happened to a lot of us? Even when we're not treated right, we have become comfortable with our condition. We just become comfortable. You're not even being treated right. And just like being in a bad relationship, you know things are not going right. You know you're not being treated right, but you just can get so comfortable in it to you won't even leave out of it. That's not good. And our condition, our mind has been set that this is the way things should be. We know it's not good, but mentally we've been set that this is just the way things should be. And that is just to be submissive. No fighting us at all. Just whatever somebody say, that's the way it is. And that's what religion, a lot of times, and slavery has done to us. It has taken, like I said, our free way of thinking. It has really hurt us. But I pose that question again, Coach. Is that what happened to us and what you're seeing today? I just want you to kind of think about it. And we have to be very careful, because even your religion or your master, whatever your religion or whatever your master is, you have developed a dependency on them, and you have lost your freedom of thinking, because now you are relying or you are being controlled by someone or something. And so I asked this question to you before I move on, and I took it back and I just took a part of it, and you share with me, Coach, and you give your perspective on what happened to us as Black people that you see the behavior in the state, in the condition that we're in today, that we're not doing well, especially physically, mentally, or spiritually. And I took us back to history because we're trying to find out what happened. What you think happened and brought us to this point today?
There's so many things, man. So many lanes you can go with this. Um, First off, we okay, let me say it like this. To me, I had the best of both worlds in terms of growing up in South America and then coming here 20 years old, right? But the history is similar, but the behavior to me is a little different in terms of it is what it is, and then that's it. This history here, man, everything, your basic human right, everything you had to fight for, right? So why would you forget that? Why would you think that today that doesn't matter? That you don't have to fight to keep it? Just look around and just pay attention. You know, I can't take that for granted. I cannot take that for granted. So I got to be careful how I move. Whatever I gain, I can't take it for granted because there's ones before me didn't have that,
Mm.
right? So I do my best. I mean, my choice is to protect as much as I can. You got to understand where you are, man. And I don't care whatever part of the world you are. You got to understand where you are in terms of your society and how you fit in, how the society sees you. If you don't understand it, then you lost. What's more important is the way you see yourself, right? You cannot right all wrongs, but you can move or make choices that can sustain you, put you in a better position than those that came before you, that those that didn't have the opportunities you had. But most of us have to say, look at me, look what I got. Collectively, we make less, but we spend more. To anyone who want to dial that, just look it up. Collectively, we make less, but we spend more. Why can't we save more instead of spending more? We're making everybody rich but ourselves. We have assimilated in this society, just my opinion, and thinking that we all are on a level playing field. No, we're not. If you doubt that, keep thinking that. You'll find out whether you pull over, whether you go for a loan, whether you need a what they call an appraisal for the property. Keep going, you'll find out. You assimilate and you think that everything is on even keel. It's not. Once you understand where you are and how things are working, then you will move in a such way to put yourself in a better position. You know it's expensive to be sick. Take care of your health, right? It's expensive to be sick. Some people cannot afford to be hospitalized for death. To take care of your health, man. Watch what you eat and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Take care of your money. I always said take care of your coins, man. Especially now, you know. Needs over wants. I'm not telling you not to live, but come on, man. You know what I'm talking about. You don't have to wear every dollar you make. You don't have to wear or drive every dollar you make. Put a little something aside for a cushion, man. The best thing you can do is to be honest with yourself. I know it's hard because sometimes when I see certain things, read certain things, it makes me feel away, man. It's like, man, really? But be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself, man, and move accordingly, man. I know, yeah, religion to some degree, people are leaning on that for a way out, but come on, man. I don't say anything wrong with that, but if that's your end all be all, hey, so you don't have no choices, you don't have you know, no way to go other than that. That's supposed to enhance your life. You're not supposed to be leaning on that for everything. You know what I mean? It's supposed to enhance. Maybe I got it wrong, but that's the way I see that, man. At the end of the day, it comes to us. It comes down to us. And a man in the mirror, woman in the mirror. Okay? You know what folks before you went through. You know what you're going through now. What you doing to change that? What you doing to make your life better? So I know I was a little long-winded, but
That's good. That's good. And when you speak on the economics part of it, do you think that, and here we're dealing with history, where we're known that blacks didn't have certain things because there was a part of history that a lot of us don't dive into. That's why I was trying to go to different areas and bring it up from way back to 6,000 to 2000 BC to Mansa Musa to bringing it on up because that was a time when it was just us. And of course, we were the richest people in the world. But then I wanted to get it to the point where most of us know the history of slavery, where we were enslaved by the Europeans, where mentally I said they made you feel inferior, and we know not to have much at this period of time. Certain groups, now you didn't have to be there because it wasn't all over the United States. You understand? It covered just certain parts of the United
but
States where
yeah, yeah.
it was. So, do you think, when you think about this right here, how that affected us thinking that, I remember it was a time my mama didn't have, my grandmama, my granddad, they didn't have this, they didn't have that. Do you think today that that put a certain mindset that when I get this money, I don't want to be like them. I don't care what I got to do to get this money, but my family came up poor or history or we're known to not to have to now I feel like if I get this money, it makes me it puts me on a certain level or a certain status, or it makes me feel a certain way, or it makes me more important. Do you understand what I'm saying? How if
I
we look
got
back
you.
at history and see they didn't have much. So now if I can show I got a house, I got a car, I got this, I got that, no matter what I got to do, I don't care if I got to put myself in a financial bind. I don't care if I got to put on a facade. I don't care what I got to do, but I got to show that I have something because in history, we are known not to have something. So now today that affected me because I don't care what I got to do today. I just got to make it seem like I have something.
So who are you showing it to? That's my question. I had a conversation with some guys, and I'm saying this guy had a Corvette and driving slow until it. I said, man, come on, get out of my way. I'm trying to get to where I'm going. They tell me they will be doing the same thing. I'm like, why? I want people to see me. I said,
Mm,
what?
mm,
That's a mindset. It's an individual mindset. Maybe a whole lot of people got it, but I can't wrap my mind around that. I cannot wrap my mind around that. So that's what gets you, make you go on another level, make you feel some kind of way. somebody seeing what you have. I don't
Absolutely.
know about that, man. I don't know about that
Absolutely.
mindset.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
know, I
Absolutely.
don't care. I don't care about that. That's just me, though. You know, that's what they say. I would go so because I want people to see me. What? Wow. But hey,
And,
man.
and so by saying that right there, that shows me that we are rude really with our feelings and emotions on having stuff is what makes us a lot
Yeah,
of
but who's paying? Who's paying for what you have?
it's your bill.
You paying
Yeah,
for that.
it's your bills. So look at that mindset though. That a lot of us have that mindset. I don't care. I want people to see what I got. We are ruled by material things. A lot
Man.
of us are. A lot of so I just want to just show the different mindsets that we have. And that's why we are in different situations in different places and different conditions in life because all because of how we think and how we look at things. That's how see, I never ever, and I'm telling you right now, I never ever have to go into bankruptcy. I never ever have to do it because I know how to spend my money. I know my do's and don'ts when it comes to my finance.
Hmm.
I never ever.
Man, I just
We
some
got
things enough for me to understand. I guess I can
it,
say that
it
enough to
and that's
understand.
and that's good. That's good. That's good. So but it lets you know that you may not understand even the mind of a serial killer, but it happens. You may
Is
not,
that yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
it happens. So we
yeah,
got so many different people. That's why I wanted everybody
yeah.
to share their perspective. But you have that mindset that I'm gonna spend this money. I don't care how much it costs. I know I can't afford it. I know I can't afford it, but I'm gonna spend this money just for other people to see it and for it to make me look a certain way. That's a dangerous mindset. That's a dangerous
That,
mindset.
that's when they talk about the average American. If they're in a $1,000, $1,500, situation, they don't have that to cover that situation, take care of that situation. When you hear it and you think about it, you're like, man, that's a bunch of bull. But when you really get deep into it, you're like, well,
I'm
yeah,
telling you,
well, yeah.
our mindset, our thinking. And so when I mentioned about not going bankruptcy, I'm meaning, you never know what happened in life. Something happened to you, but I'm talking about further as me making financial decisions.
Decisions. Yeah,
You
I got you.
understand? And so
I got you.
it's all about decision making. And so I just want to know what happened. What happened because something happened because watch this right here. What happened that caused us as a people, black people, to be the highest at risk for heart disease, strokes, cancers, asthma, diabetes, pneumonia, HIV, and AIDS. What happened? It's something along the line. Where did that unhealthiness come from? Somewhere down the line. How did it get to the point where we stopped taking care of ourselves physically? Somebody share their perspective and tell me what they think. Colon cancer and cardiovascular disease impacts the
Mm.
Black community at a much higher rate than our counterparts. And all these statistics that I'm giving you, just go out to CDC if you want to look at them for yourself. It's a million of them that we're not doing well physically. And I want to know what happened. What happened that got us to the point where we began not to take care of ourselves physically when that's all we have. And I understand sometimes things just happen. Things can affect you. You understand your health and your health and things like that. But at a higher scale, a lot of these things we bring a lot of these health issues on ourselves.
True, and that's what accountability comes in. I mean, come on, man. I know but the history and I know but all of that. But come on, man. At the end of the day, you got to look at you. You got to say, man, come on, man. I got to do better than this. I got to walk through the door sideways. I got to do better than this. Come on, man. I can't go up the stairs without breathing hard. I got to do better than this. That's your body giving you warning sign, man. Come on. Man.
And you saying that where along the way that either some type of trauma caused you to begin to eat because it gave you comfort? Can you look back? And I'm talking to everyone. Can you look back in your history yourself and see what causes you to just eat and don't take care of yourself? What is trapped in your subconscious mind that has you drinking and doing drugs excessively? You got to sit down as an individual and you're going to have to kind of analyze and have a talk with yourself, because something happened and you got to find out what
Mm.
happened. You got to find out what happened. You got to find out this right here too. Where did you lose self-love? Where did you lose it at? What happened to it? Did you ever become conscious that you don't love yourself because of your behavior? Or you think that you could just live any kind of way, not exercise, not eat, make bad decisions, or not tap into your spiritual being and say that you love yourself? What happened for you to lose self-love? Or have you ever loved yourself?
That's a good one right there. Have you ever loved yourself?
Have you?
Or what is your definition of loving yourself? What is that? What is that to you? You
And
know what I
see,
mean?
and I'm gonna tell you something, Coach. We have to be careful. That's why I go to the dictionary. So I try to get us a reference. Because watch this right here. If I let each person tell me what their definition of love is, then this person can tell me, well, as long as I dress nice, drive a good car, drive this, drive, that's 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 not showing yourself a strong liking for yourself. See, that's why we got to define love, because everybody can have a definition. No, let's define it as Merriam-Webster has defined it. So let's have a reference, because we're here in the United States. So the word has a definition to it. So we can't let everybody just put a definition to their own words. We can't do that, Coach. We can't do it.
But
That's
but in reality, it's not what they're doing.
but that's what's hurting them. That's absolutely
Exactly. In reality, that's what they're doing. I correlate this to let's say a 285 freeway, wherever you are. You got thousands of people driving, right?
Mhm.
Everybody's on a different level as far as
Absolutely.
driving ability, you know.
Absolutely.
But they always tell you, if you're going slow, stay in right. Some people are going to right because they're going slow. Some people going to left and they're still going slow. You know what I mean? We all in different levels, you know. And I understand that in life, but when you talk, we have these discussions, man. I look around more than normal. And it's so apparent that, man, we messed up, man.
Absolutely.
We messed up.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Where I can only say, man, you as an individual, man, you as an individual, you are the only one can point out where you went wrong and how to fix it. And we just messed up, man.
And by you giving that analogy, it's like this right here. When you gave that analogy, let's take it back to the dictionary. When they told you stay over to the right, that's the slow lane. And as you move left, it get faster. That's the dictionary. So when you get on the highway doing something different, just because you're doing something different, we can't let you define it. That's not the way it's supposed to be.
That's true, but that's the way it is, though.
That's the way, absolutely. That's
Exactly.
and that's the problem that we're
Yeah.
having, because we're doing things out of the way it should be done. That's not the way it should.
True.
We're doing it right, right. You're not, just because you're defining love as the things that you do for yourself, the things you got, the things you dish it. That's if you're not taking care of yourself physically, if you're not taking care of yourself physically, and someone share with me if I'm wrong about this. If you're not taking care of yourself physically, because physically is all you have, if you lose yourself physically, you've lost it all. So if you're not showing yourself love physically, then you're not showing yourself love. You got things messed up. If you mess around and you got 60 miles an hour and you supposed to be over in that right lane and you going all the way over to the left, you got things messed up. You don't supposed to be over there. You're not following the rules of the road. You're not following the rules of love. Love is an action, it's a verb. You have to show love. It's a strong liking for something. And if you got it confused if you thinking, because you could look at a drug addict or alcoholic. He could say, well, he or she could say, well, I'm showing myself love because I'm drinking it up. This is
I'm
what I
doing what I
love to
want.
do. Yeah, I'm doing
Yeah.
what I want to do. But it's not showing yourself a strong liking because the effects,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
how it breaks you down. So that's why I love to define things, and you're absolutely right. The problem that we're having is the way that a lot of us look at things, that the way a lot of us see things. And so what has happened to us is simply the way we see things. From my
Mm.
perspective and my prospective, from this day forward and for the future, if things are going to get better for us as an individual and as a group, but let's just stay with the individual because we're not going to come together no time soon as a people and get nothing done because we're too divided. So we have to start as an individual. You have to look at yourself, and there are changes that has to be made. And the problem is we don't see that we need to change. It's just like when we talk about love, when we
Mm.
buying stuff, doing this, doing what we want to do, some of our mindsets we may consider that's showing our self-love. But you have to look at the effects of it. When you go and just eat up everything and just eat up everything and eat up
Mm.
everything, and you say, well, I'm showing myself love because I'm eating what I want to eat, I'm doing what I want to do. But then you have to think of the effects of you doing that. Then you're not showing yourself love because what you're doing, you're self-destructing, you're destroying yourself. And so everything, family, you can't get around your mindset. And it's going to be your mindset and your decision making what determines on how well you do on this journey you're on. You want to say anything, Coach?
Um, because we're in different levels, man, and the way I see things. I'll give a typical example. Went to the rec center by me, and they had a private room with a function, probably a kids' party, what have you. So I'm on the treadmill, and I observed a couple because they had some kids in the play area, and they were talking to them. On my level, where I am, I'm thinking, man, who's gonna take care of these kids if one of y'all up out of here? Because from what I'm seeing,
Mm-hmm.
come on, man. You not looking out for him, he's not looking out for you. So who gonna look out for the babies? That's my mindset, So how do you get people to really tap into got a mindset like, look, man, we got to do better. You know, we really got to see about ourselves. That's all we tell you in a nutshell. You need to see about yourself, man. If it's not taking you to another level, elevating your life, you need to see about yourself. If it's diminishing your health or what have you, your finance or whatever, you need to see about yourself, man. That's all we say in a nutshell. You need to see about you, man. Who will if you don't? You know? Who really care if you don't? You need to see about yourself, man. So
And that's a fact, and that's the whole point, really, of us coming on as an individual, trying to get our folks, our people, to just see about yourself. Work on changing that mindset, and that's why I say a lot of us as adults, sad to say, but it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
wrap. And because a lot of us have been doing abnormal for so long
It's normal.
till it's normal.
Yeah.
And that's sad, but we're gonna keep telling the truth, and that's true. So I'm just hoping that our babies can get this information. And it may be later on down the line. That's why I'm putting it out. It may be
Mm.
later on down the line, but I'm not looking for us today to do anything with it. I don't see it. Somebody will have to show me. I will hope because we putting the information out. That's why I say only people who want to take their lives to another level will grab a hope to it. But it's not many want to go to another level dealing with their mind, body, and soul because they don't see nothing wrong. It's you, as a matter of fact, you and I had a problem, not them. Yeah, yeah. You, whether you know it or not, coach, you and I are the two with the problem, not
And
them.
I'm fine with that. I'm
Absolutely.
fine with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
I'm
I would
fine
have
with that.
I would have to say that our family, just give me your perspective on what you think happened to us as a people. Just share that. Coach, we got what, 2 minutes or so? You want to close out? I'm done. I want to hear from the family.
Um, damn, what I did. Okay. It's not only what happened, but what's still happening. We in the information age, right? Okay, so if you want to be better, first and foremost to you, you can find whatever it is you want to look for. You know, so what is the problem? The problem got to be you.
Mm.
The problem got to be you. I just said like that. The problem got to be you. Unless you feel that maxed out as far as your maturity or far as your levels, you know, you've reached altitude. Okay, then fine. Then we're not talking to you then. The ones who feel they have levels to go
Mm.
in every aspect of their life. That's the ones we talking about. You know, see about yourself, man. See about yourself. At the end of the day, see about you, man. That's all it is, man. You don't know how long this journey is gonna last. Yeah, we don't know. So that means you gonna check out earlier than normal, earlier than you're supposed to. I, I don't know. But just see about yourself, man. See about yourself. That's it, man.
Until we come back together, coach, I love it. Take care of yourself. And until the next time.
Do the same, man.
Yes, sir.